Hi, I'm Steve Collins from TellMeWhere2Go. In this episode, we're going to visit Vanuatu, which is an island in the South Pacific. It's a really amazing place, and I think you'll be fascinated by what you're going to learn about Vanuatu. I'm talking to Paul Pio, who is a tourism representative. Hope you enjoy this.
It is my honour now to travel to Vanuatu, which is in the South Pacific, and it is just an amazing destination. I'm chatting to Paul Pio, who is the short haul markets manager for Vanuatu. Paul, welcome to TellMeWhere2Go.com. You must have a dream job organising for visitors from Australia, New Zealand, New Caledonia, etc. to come and visit your wonderful country. Do you have a smile on your face every day?
Yes, thank you, Steve. First of all, thank you for having me and for me to be able to share my excitement of joining the National Tourism Office here, the Vanuatu Tourism Office. I'm based in Port Vila, Vanuatu, but my markets will be mainly toward the Australians, Kiwis, and New Caledonians. What a perfect timing to start giving some messaging out there and giving some of appetite to the Australian markets, New Zealand, Kiwis, and New Caledonia, and what to look forward for the next time they travel to Vanuatu.
Vanuatu, it's a unique place, isn't it? Because when people think of the South Pacific, they think of the Polynesian islands, but Vanuatu is more Melanesian. Am I correct in saying that?
That's correct, Steve. So we part of the Melanesian groups, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Solomons, and New Caledonia. We're not far from Australia. We're just about 3 hours away from Sydney, 2 hours from Brisbane, 5 hours from Melbourne. So our market is mainly from Australia and New Zealand, as well as New Caledonia.
Yep.
And Vanuatu is a country with a rich, diverse culture, language, and very cosmopolitan. We have the French influence. I'm myself a Francophone, so I speak French as my second language. I've studied in a French system. We were part of the condominium between the French and the English, so the influence is still there, whether it's an educational system, in the government sector, or just in the private sector. We deal with both languages. So it puts us in a position of advantage, I would say, compared to the others that, we deal with different markets. Vanuatu is about 83 islands.
They would have their own regional languages, I guess, wouldn't they? I mean, I used to live in Papua New Guinea where there's something like 600 languages. I guess it would be pretty much the same on Vanuatu, where pretty much many of the islands would have their own, certainly their local dialects, if not their own languages, wouldn't they?
And out of 83 islands, we have about over 100 different languages or dialects that are used. The island from where I come from, which is the second largest island, Malekula, has one of the highest density of languages amongst the populations. That means one village from the other can be from within 100 meters, but they speak different dialect. A lot of our traditions are transmitted orally, so we do a lot of traditional educations comes from just the grandfather passing through the younger generations through lessons and stuff like that. So yes, I would say our tradition is more from a verbal, oral tradition,
But that is one of the great reasons for visiting Vanuatu, isn't it? Because of the various cultures that you have there. And the other thing is that you have a terrific history of local song and dance, don't you?
Yes. So one of my highlights when I used to work before, it was a water song, they call it, from the northern islands of Vanuatu.
Yeah.
They play using the sounds of the sea, the sea water, salt water.
Okay.
So they would play whether it's on a river or at the beach. They use the sound by beating the waves and it produced a sound. It had international attention when they participated in some of the big events in Spain, in Europe, for instance. They came down in Australia as well. And that's one of the highlights that I liked about this. We have a lot of different traditional songs and dances. One of the key features about Vanuatu, one of our also main attraction, is the sand drawing.
Oh, yes.
That is quite unique. That is quite unique to Vanuatu, especially within the region. And different shape, different stories, traditional stories, we use the sand drawing to relate and to transfer or to transmit from generations to generations. And this is still active at the moment, not practiced as we used to before, given the new modern lifestyles and how we communicate.
Probably all done through Facebook now, is it?
We try to promote it at schools, the cultural center, try to get the kids, the students to come and learn about, our traditional norms and how we communicate. So sand drawing is one of them, yes.
Now let's talk about, some of the regions of Vanuatu, because I won't be able to talk to about 83 islands, but the capital, Port Vila, how do we say the name of the island?
Efate.
Efate. Because I do know that the Polynesian and the Melanesian languages are not phonetic, really, are they? You have different ways of pronouncing certain letters. Port Vila is the capital and certainly the largest city in Vanuatu, and it's built around this most amazing lagoon, isn't it?
Oh, our beautiful lagoon, Port Vila Bay, Port Vila Harbour, is probably one of the most pristine bay in the South Pacific. And we're very proud about it. We try to keep it safe and clean at all times. We have different programs running as well. But yes, Port Vila is located on Efate Island, which is main international gateway to Vanuatu now, with the international airport and the international wharf here in Port Vila. And it's still the only one that we currently use during this COVID-19 pandemic. It's the only way to get in and get out of Vanuatu. Port Vila is very cosmopolitan, a melting pot of different cultures, whether it's Oceanian cultures, European, Australian, Kiwis, everybody.
My son, when he was there, he posted me a postcard, but was a little bit wet. Could you explain to me why my postcard might have been wet?
That is another special and unique feature of Vanuatu. We have the underwater post, and I'm suppose this is probably where the wet postcard came from. And this is done at the Island Resort, which is not far from Port Vila City, just within, I think, 15 minutes drive from the city. And you can actually go and dive underwater to post your card. There is a little post office down there. They deliver posts to anywhere around the globe.
Yes,
so
they did.
It's quite a very touristy attraction for Australians and Kiwis. When they come here, they always like to go and get a picture of themselves posting underwater using this beautiful background of corals and fish. And
there was a famous film many years ago called The Blue Lagoon, but you do actually have a real blue lagoon there, don't you?
Yes, we do. And it's not far from Port Vila as well. Everything is within close distance from the city. We have a blue lagoon Eton area.
Yeah.
It's in the village, Eton village. Very popular for cruise passengers. Whenever they come off the boat, we usually take them out there. They do the Run Island, which only takes about 2 to 3 hours to do the Run Island. And the Blue Lagoon is one of the very special feature for Efate. Whenever people come here, they want to go. It's very pristine, clear, crystal turquoise water there that people like to post about it. And it's quite a family event area. People used to go and have barbecue just to get pictures or swim there. Yeah.
I like a little bit of adventure, and one of the places that is on my must-visit list is Mount Yasur on Tanna Island. Can you tell me about this? Because this is one of the most approachable volcanoes in the world.
Yeah, so the Yasur volcano is the most accessible active volcano on Earth. It's located on the island of Tanna, which is about 35 minutes flight away from Port Vila. We have daily flights to Tanna, so whoever wants to come and go to Tanna, please recommend to go. It's on your bucket list. You have to do Tanna at least once when you're in Vanuatu. It's a life moment experience that you need to, once in a lifetime moment that you need to have and experience this. And this is when you realize how small you are compared to Mother Nature.
Yes.
You're right on the crater. You can see through and look into the crater. It's safe. We try to work around safety aspects of the volcano, but it's very safe. It's very accessible by vehicle if you want to go up, or otherwise you'll get a tour guide to take you up there.
Because it is still active, would it be a great playtime to visit, say, on dusk or at night when the colours of the lava, etc., would be more prominent?
Yes, definitely. When you do it a bit at the dusk and at night, it gives a really good red, colorful, explosions. It's safe, but it gives you a good, nice background. I've done it once. We had champagne on top of the volcano. It was just memorable.
What a horrible way to see it.
Some people go there for their wedding, so they organize the wedding ceremony up at the volcano. It's very beautiful. On the photos, it comes out really, really good.
Just fantastic. Now, another island is Pentecost Island. Now, this is famous because this is where bungee jumping was really invented, isn't it? And
the original bungee jumping comes
without all the modern ropes, I may have to say, that you use. So can you explain this? They build these towers and they tie vines to their feet and they jump off. Head first, they jump off. And this takes place every year between April and June. What is the ceremony all about? Because there is a reason why they do this, isn't there?
So we organize it a very specific period of the year. The bungee jumping, or what we call the Nungle jump on the island of Pentecost, is a traditional ceremony that the village used there to get young boys to go from one chiefly rank to another as they grow. And this is only done during the month of April to June, because it also celebrates yam season when we start harvesting the yam. So that's why they coincide with that period.
And is that also because you have the best weather for jumping off towers? Because you wouldn't want to jump in a strong wind, would you?
No. So everything is done to make sure that it's safe for the people that jump. Yeah. So they, at the bottom of the structure, they make the ground very soft so that if they do jump, they don't get hurt too badly or injured too badly. But it's a tradition that we've been using for generations to generations. And the chiefs, they protect the traditional assets.
I've seen video of it, and it is the most extraordinary thing. But it is a cultural tradition, and there is a purpose behind it. It's not just done because of tourists, is it? And you're right, it has to do with boys entering into manhood.
So this is part of the whole traditions of how you build to become a man. That's how we call it here. And boys will go through these different phases. On the structure or the Nungle structure itself, you have different levels. So you have level 1, level 2, all the way to the highest level is when you get the chiefly title. Right. And then you have young boys jumping from level 1, could be probably up to 5 meters, not too high. And then you go a bit higher from there.
We haven't really covered as much as I want to because we're running out of time. But I have to say that we haven't covered your incredible diving. We haven't covered your incredible rainforest adventures. We've only talked about 3 islands out of the 83. We haven't really talked about some of your other cultures. Let's talk about some of the practical things. Accommodation on Vanuatu. You have all levels of accommodation, I assume, do you?
Yes, we do. We have guest houses to Airbnbs. We have boutique resorts, and then we also have some bigger, large resorts. We don't have the big ones like the Hiltons,
the massive resorts.
The massive resorts. We have more like 4-star, but 200 bedrooms or 100 bedrooms type of resort. And all the major resorts are located on Efate, which is where the city is, Port Vila. And then we also have Santo. They have some great properties up there as well. I think a lot of properties, what we're doing is, we want guests to come and immerse themselves with the populations, with the culture. So we do have a variety of properties and accommodation types that, anyone can choose from. Go online and you can book any accommodation in Vanuatu.
And getting around the islands, I know that it's easy to get around by plane, but also you have inter-island ferries or boats as well, I guess, do you?
Yes, we do. So we have some daily rotations between Port Vila and Tan as well as Santo. We have some local ferry boats that get into the rotations. But we also have some other ones. You can have some private yacht, that if you're more into that adventure sort of type, you can hire some private boats that take you around. We also have some fishing charters. People would like to go and fish and competitions, and we have some of those businesses available here as well.
Now, normally you would get a lot of cruise ship, but then the cruise ships really only go there for a day or two, don't they? And with Vanuatu, that is really worth a week or 2 weeks to go and have a really good holiday. So it really is a place where people should have an extended stay rather than just a port visit.
I would say, Vanuatu has 3 different cruise ports. So Port Vila is obviously the main one, but we also have Mystery Island, which is the southern part of Vanuatu, and then they come to Port Vila. And then from Port Vila, they go to Santo at Luganville, the second largest city in Vanuatu, before they sail away to Fiji or Samoa. And a lot of the feedback that we've got from cruise ship passengers where they can come here for 1 day, they get off at the ship for 1 day, and then they see they experience what they have here, and they want to come back for a longer stay. So they usually fly back in for a 1 week holiday,
I reckon that Vanuatu should be on your must-visit list, and because you can have such a great variety of experiences there, and I can tell you, having lived in Papua New Guinea, the Melanesians are fabulous people, and their culture is unique. It's unique to their village as well. So you get all these wonderful experiences when you visit, experiences that you can't have anywhere else in the world. I've been talking to Paul Pio, who is the short haul markets manager of Vanuatu. Paul, what a delight it's been to chat to you.
Thank you for watching our story about Vanuatu here on Tell Me Where to Go. It just sounds like it's a remarkable place to go and visit. If you enjoy our videos, please press the like button and also perhaps consider subscribing to our station. Bye.